website. It's fast, simple, and less expensive for you. Go to our website, www.ipobinusa.org/donate. That is www.ipobinusa.org/donate and make your contribution. When it comes to keeping our people safe, every bit counts. After all, the security of our communities is our responsibility. Let's make this happen together.
Yeah, Mr. Bella once again. Wisdom, heal it, come on, get out. Say Biafra will not last forever. They say happy up in a good time. What did they know? What do they know? Let's see. What do they see? If you give me a gun, I will shoot them aside. If you give me a gun, give me a gun, I will shoot them aside. If you give me a gun, I will shoot them aside. If you give me a gun, give me a gun, I will shoot them aside. If you give me a gun, I will shoot them aside. No. Biafra only forever. 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 Ogerugo manige tetanora. The lovers of Biafra. This is the time we need to come together and fight for what is belong to us. Ogerugo maniga bandits who want to make us a giant of Africa. Adam coaching to now Sugo. Mbogeru nisina nyama kweno. Hello disabinigwe. Out of his wisdom, giving us somebody like Anambra for this our rescue mission. Biafra will not last forever. They say happy up in a good time. What do they know? What do they know? What do they see? If you give me a gun, I go shoot them aside. If you give me a gun, I go shoot.
Olin 25-vuotias, kun havaitsin hiusten lähdön.
Then of the rising sun we love and cherish, beloved homeland of our brave heroes. We must defend our lives, or we shall perish. We shall protect our hearts from all our foes. But if the price is death for all we hold in, then let us die without a shred of fear. Hail to Biafra, consecrated nation. Oh, fatherland, this be our solemn pledge. Defending thee shall be our dedication. Spilling our blood will count our privilege. The wonder which emboldens the free shall always be our flag of liberty.
Good evening, good evening. Welcome to this day live broadcast on the Enter Biafra Channel 1. Welcome to this live broadcast, explosive one, on our Enter Biafra live streaming app. Welcome to this live broadcast. This day, the 27th day of October 2021. You are watching live and direct, and we have come this evening to start exposition to wake up our Oduduwa brothers that something is about to befall Oduduwa land. Something is about to befall Oduduwa land. You all remember that in the past, we have been able to expose the Fulani Janjaweed in Oduduwa forest. We have been able to give very vital information leading to the formation of Amotekun. We've been able to expose a lot of the hidden agenda of Fulanis in Oduduwa land. We've been able to call and awake the subconsciousness of Oduduwa people. And today we have seen how the action of Oduduwa, how we have united, how we have become an indivisible South, how we have become our brother's keeper, how we look after each other, because the Oduduwa problem is also Biafra problem, and Biafra problem is also Oduduwa problem. We have one single and one enemy. The enemy we have is northern Nigeria. The enemy we have is Fulanis. Fulanis that are controlling the northern people. They have conquered the indigenous people in the north, and indigenous people in the north have no other help other than what we are going to do to liberate them. So on this note, this evening I've come to begin a campaign for the awakening of the subconsciousness of Oduduwa people. In addition to this, we are going to start by exposing how the Nigerian government are using the counter-terrorism law to suppress those who are genuinely fighting for what is their right. We have come to expose how the Nigerian government are using the power, the law, and abusing it with impunity. And in proving to you that Nigerian government are sponsoring terrorists and terrorism, not just in Nigeria, but in Africa, I am going to also play videos in case, so that those who don't understand how this global terrorism and all that, how it works, I'm going to let you know. We are also going to show you the latest index, the latest ranking, global terrorism index ranking that put Nigeria in number 3 again for how many consecutive years. Nigeria has become number 3 terrorist country. Some countries are dropping from that position, while Nigeria continue to maintain number 3 in this global terrorism index. I am also going to make this exposition, hoping that some of you watching today will understand the reason why it has become imperative that you have to be fighting to leave Nigeria. On the issue of Anambra election, we are making it very clear there is no election in Anambra State. We will not accept any election. No election will take place in Anambra State. What we are talking about is no election. We are not talking about boycotting election. It is not boycotting election, but no election. And the sit-at-home order, if Mazi is not released, from the 5th to the 10th of this month, from the 5th to the 10th of next month or so, is still valid, and nothing have changed from that order. But what you have to know is that we are not talking about boycotting election, okay? But what we are talking about is no election. There is difference between boycotting election and no election. And for those who are misunderstanding whatever that is going on, you just take it that way. You just take it exactly the way it is. You don't have election when there is sit at home. If the election is on the 6th and sit at home start on the 5th, you don't have election. So we are not talking about boycotting election here. We are talking about no election in Biafraland. The message should penetrate and go straight to your brain. Now, I have to start without wasting any of your time. I will try to be as brief as possible. It is no longer time. This is not a time where we'll go and spend a lot of time, and then people will not be able to watch the video. So we are going to be trying to be as brief as possible. Starting from next week, our broadcast will be we'll have to be broadcasting couple of times a day, as we are now trying to reduce the time of broadcast because of the aggressive media war. The aggressive media war now is not about making the entire program in one video, but rather we have to make it as brief as possible so that people will be able to get the message and they don't get bored listening to the message. So it has to be something that we are going to be making sure that the message penetrates to everybody. Now, this evening, we all know that we are coming late. This coming weekend, we have two fundraising. We have fundraising on the 30th of this month. We have another fundraising on the 31st of this month, and on the 31st, and then on the 30th we have fundraising. And then also we are going to have Bruce Fane on this program on the 30th of this month, which is Saturday or so. And then we are going to, it's going to start by 7 p.m. Biafra time. So endeavor to be part of that program. Endeavor, don't miss it, because there are a lot of things that you need to know that is going on, especially with the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra in global level. In global level, you need to know what is going on and how far we are going. This is all about creating awareness for the people to understand that the leadership and the Biafra people are working tirelessly to make sure things are happening. And on that note, the boat fundraising is very, very important. So we are urging you to be part of boat fundraising. Very, very important. Very, very, very important. All right, on this note, I'm going to start. Before I start on this, start this program, I want you to come here with your clean mind. Whatever you've known before, forget it. Whatever you've known before, forget it. I want you to understand that the Nigerian government will never stop supporting terrorism. The reason why they are supporting terrorism is no other reason than the conquest of Nigeria. They want to take over the entire Nigeria and turn it into caliphate, turn it into Islamic State. That is the only reason. And they will never stop. The only thing that will make Malami, the only thing that will make those controlling the presidency, the only thing that will make the Nigerian government, which is predominantly Fulani people, the only thing that will make them to stop sponsoring terrorism, to stop aiding, abetting, and aiding them, is when they have decided that the ideology of Islamic State is no longer attainable. And that is not possible. They can never believe that the ideology of Islamic State in Nigeria is not attainable. So only when they have come to say, okay, we are forgetting about Islamic State, that is the only time they will stop sponsoring and supporting terrorism. But we don't see that happening. And that is why it is very imperative for you to understand that there is nothing you can do in Nigeria as a policeman, as a military man. There is nothing you can do as those who claim to be patriotic Nigeria to make Fulani to stop thinking about turning Nigeria into Islamic State. It is not possible. So I have come to teach you this evening how they are, making this thing happen, how they are achieving it, how they are enacting relevant laws, that they are abusing the same law at the same time, how they are empowering themselves, making sure that they are empowering themselves, making sure that they are using all mechanisms to weaken those who may come against them. So what you see happening in Yoruba land today is also the mechanism they have put in place to weaken them. What you see happening in Biafraland today is also as a result of the mechanism put in place to weaken them. So whenever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in incarceration, believe me, the Fulani think that they have dissolved Biafra. As Sunday Igboho is in incarceration, they are believing that they have now dissolved Oduduwa agitation. And they are quick to tell you that they have seen the sponsor of Sunday Igboho. They are very, very quick to tell you that somebody have transferred money to Sunday Igboho's account since 2013. But they are not telling you who are those transferring money to Boko Haram. They are not telling you who are those paying RNG ransom to bandits. They are not telling you who are those people who are making these bandits to have arms. They are not telling you who are the military men who are selling arms meant to be used to fight insecurity, selling them to bandits and to terrorists in the name of bandit. They are not telling you that, but they are quick to tell you who is sponsoring Sunday Igboho. They are quick to tell you how much Sunday Igboho received in his account. They are quick to tell you how they have connected the company and all that. All these things, Malami is very, very proud and very quick to tell you. But they have not told you how many bureau de charge were arrested, who are these bureau de charge, who were arrested for sponsoring terrorism, how many people were indicted in Dubai, how many people that the Dubai document indicted in Nigeria, they are yet to come and give press statement and press briefing about it because they are all the same. Now, I want you to listen to this. Very, very, very important. One moment.
Made by Islamic cleric Sheikh. Let's begin what's trending with a comment made by Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmad Gumi, who has condemned the push to designate bandits as terrorists. The Sheikh on Monday wrote a post on his Facebook page titled "Declaring Bandits as Terrorists Will Come with a Price." He said if President Muhammad Buhari declares bandits as terrorists, it will mark the end of Nigeria as a sovereign and united entity. Well,
now, what does this tell you? This is coming from the spokesman of terrorists in Nigeria called Gumi. Gumi declaring bandit terrorists will mark the beginning of the end of Nigeria. My brother, my sister watching me today, our international observers, our international friends, all over the world that will watch this video, maybe after this live broadcast, you are just listening to a comment coming from Gumi. Gumi is a cleric, according to how they call him, of the Islamic cleric in Nigeria, who is known to be the biggest supporter and spokesman of the Nigeria, of the terrorists in Nigeria, threatening the same existence of Nigeria that attempt to brand them or designate them as terrorists will mark the beginning of the end of Nigeria. As I'm talking to you today, he has not been arrested. Gumi is not speaking because he is close to the terrorists. He is not speaking because he is mediating on behalf of the government. He is not speaking because government hired him to speak. No, he is speaking as one of them. He is speaking as one of the terrorists. In fact, the only thing that gave the Gumi the right and the impetus to speak with this authoritative language is because he knows that the government and at the center, the federal government of Nigeria, they are very right behind him. Now, Gumi is threatening Nigeria that if they designate the bandit as terrorists, that they will end Nigeria. They have not arrested him. Now, let me tell you, IPOB was proscribed in 2017 in quest to stop Biafra people from destabilizing the Fulanization of Nigeria. That is the only reason. And I want to play a video from the US congressman, from some of the big players, for you to understand that the game the Nigerian government has played is already in the world. And the world know exactly what they are doing, why they are enacting those laws they call the anti-terrorism law or whatever, and they are using it against the people who are genuinely fighting for a genuine cause. So I want you to watch what I'm about to do. We are going to first of all start by from the 122. From 122, one moment. From 122, 122, here we go. Here we go. I want you to understand that what we are doing is to educate you so that you know what is going on and the reason why you must support IPOB, Mazi, Sunday Igboho, and every other person that have risen up against this impunity, against the Islamization of Nigeria, and for the freedom of Biafra and the one nation. I want you to watch this.
Line is it doesn't give any government the right to criminalize it. So, and then I appreciate very much your testimony. I'm happy to yield to my colleague from New Jersey. No, and I appreciate that. And, you know, it is, and again, I worry about the trend of governments around the world feeling that they can solve the problem by basically criminalizing civil society. And it doesn't work. The problems don't go away. In many respects, they get worse.
The government trying to criminalize civil society, thinking they are going to solve problem. It doesn't solve the problem, rather it make it get worse. And of course, we are not claiming to be civil society. IPOB and Biafra people are not claiming to be civil society, but because the government of Nigeria thinking that criminalizing IPOB and prescribing as IPOB and tagging them terrorists will stop Biafra agitation, will be a solution to the incongruous structure of Nigeria, to the imbalance and marginalization, to the all the impunity that the Fulani government are doing. They think that when they criminalize IPOB or call IPOB terrorists or tag them terrorists, and they begin to carry that terrorism tag and be flagging all over the world, that they are going to solve the problem of Biafra. They think that when they say that they declare, they connive with the governors, those from the Biafraland, and say, okay, let us call IPOB terrorists, maybe after that, they are gone. They think that that is going to be the solution of the problem. It's not going to be a solution of the problem. Something led to us to begin to agitate for Biafra. Criminalizing the activities of IPOB can never solve that problem. That is what these people are telling you. These are people that are, in the United States. And in this same program, you have the Congressman Chris Smith telling you exactly the way it is. What Nigeria did is that they mislabeled IPOB terrorist group. Why they turn blind eye to the real terrorists. So the world has come to understand there is no amount of shout, there is no amount of criminalization of IPOB that will make the world to see IPOB activities as a terrorist activities. So it can never happen. And that is why the Malami and all of them are going to make sure they kill people in Anambra State. Even if they like, they kill people in Anambra State, the world know, even in this particular program, they even mentioned how government are bombing some places in order to blackmail some group or some civil society to tag them terrorists. So all these things, all these things are the information that the international community are aware of. So let me play it again for you to understand. Now, I'm going to allow this thing to roll so that you will hear again how designating IPOB terrorists or criminalizing organization like IPOB can never solve the problem. And the Fulani, they don't care to know. Just like the Gumi have come to threaten the Nigeria state that if they call bandit terrorists, they will end Nigeria. Why would they not end Nigeria? Their plan is to end Nigeria in the first place. But they will not arrest him. Because ending Nigeria, Gumi is talking about, is not to end Nigeria in the sense that Nigeria is going to end. Rather, the end Nigeria, the Gumi was talking about, is to make sure that the bandit and the terrorists, as they call them, and the jihadists, they declare complete war, total war against the Nigeria state for a complete takeover, like what happened in Afghanistan. That is what Gumi is talking about. But nobody have arrested him, and they are not going to arrest him. Even if they arrest him, it is going to be a rangy arrest. Now I want you to watch.
Vibrant by virtue of their voices. And in societies experiencing occupation, or societies experiencing conflict, or societies experiencing violence and terrorism, civil society is your route to fixing the problem. And if you outlaw and designate your civil society in those...
You know, it is, and again, I worry about the trend of governments around the world feeling that they can solve the problem by basically criminalizing civil society, and it doesn't work. The problems don't go away. In many respects, they get worse. And I get it. Sometimes civil society can raise uncomfortable truths and issues, but the bottom line is it doesn't give any government the right to criminalize it. So, in any event, I appreciate very much your testimony. I'm happy to yield to my colleague from New Jersey, Mr. Smith.
Doesn't give anybody right.
Thank you very much,
to criminalize.
And thank you for your testimony.
It's not just about the civil society.
You know, you mentioned 140 governments have adopted counterterrorism laws, and I'm wondering if you can tell us which ones you think are the most egregious, that do not comport with human rights. If you could.
Thank you, Chair Smith. So I would say one of the places, that's a long list, and thank you for asking the question. And one of the things that my mandate does is we systematically review all national counterterrorism legislation across the world. We've done that for China, we've done it for the United States, we have done it for the United Kingdom, we've done it for Egypt, we've done it for Nicaragua, we've done it for Venezuela, all of those countries. There's not a region in the world here where we're not finding disturbing patterns of abuse. And let me just give you an illustration of where we're seeing the work. The first is kind of the mothership of this problem, which is definitional. What you described, if you don't have a precise and defined definition of terrorism, those of us who are lawyers know that if you're going to convict someone of an offense under due process of law, you have to have a clear and unambiguous understanding of what a person can do to run foul of the law. And so much of our counterterrorism legislation simply does not pass that threshold test of legal certainty and legal clarity. And that's in multiple places. The second...
Legal certainty and legal clarity. What does the Nigeria counterterrorism law say?
The second thing we see is, I think the trend I identified, is this criminalization of acts that are protected. One of the most basic rights in international law, actually one of the few rights that it is.
The criminalization of acts that are protected. Now, let me tell you, this is one of them. Criminalization of acts that are protected. In this context, what is the act that are protected? Act, the right to self-determination, the right to agitate for self-determination, for independence and all that. These are the rights that are protected, which you cannot criminalize. And it is because of self-determination which is enshrined in the UN Charter, of which Nigeria, Mazi and IPOB, Ududuwa people, to rise up and agitate and demand their right. It does not matter how that right is being demanded. The atmosphere Nigeria created, but the problem here and the fact here is that the right to agitate for self-determination is protected and cannot be criminalized. Nigeria, by arresting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have criminalized the right that is protected under international law. The arrest of Sunday Igboho has made Nigeria to criminalize the act of self-determination and agitating for self-determination, which is protected under international law. That is what we are trying to tell you here. So, what can this Nigeria Terrorism Act, whatever the content is, pass the test that this woman is talking about here? I want you to watch up to the 25 or 125, and then we'll switch to something else. One moment.
Unlimited is your right to believe in your religious belief. And as a person of faith, I take this as one of the most essential rights for any human being to believe, to have faith in their God, to practice. And when we see counterterrorism law encroaching on protect that most elemental of rights, the right to practice one's religious faith, then we know that we're in a realm where actually we have counterterrorism run amok. And we see that in multiple countries. And the mandate I hold is systematically called out that practice. And I see it as an egregious practice of misuse. I also see these egregious practices of, the right to speak, the right to express yourself, the right to assemble, the right to participate in political life.
The right to speak, the right to assemble. Now, as I'm talking to you now, the Nigeria state has succeeded in making sure that IPOB cannot assemble in anywhere in Nigeria and the Biafra territory. They cannot assemble without being killed. They cannot assemble without being, shoot from the air. And that is the anti-terrorism law, which it is a mechanism being put in place to stop any force that will hinder the Fulanization and Islamization of Nigeria. The same thing goes to the right to worship whatever you believe in. We have seen the Nigeria state destroying churches, destroying places of worship, and what have you, suppressing the people of a different faith than the Islamic people. And they are not going, what I am telling you this evening is that they are not going to stop. They are not going to stop. Now, let us now go further, because I want to finish this thing before I go into one of the most important exposition this evening.
These things are elemental to the human person. They are in our DNA as sort of part of what makes us dignified human beings. And again, across the globe, in multiple countries, we see those fundamental expressions of human personhood being defined as terrorism or extremism.
You see that? In most countries, we see that thing being defined, that right, that thing that you should enjoy under international law being defined as terrorism. This woman is just explaining what the evil Fulani government are doing in Nigeria. And some of you are not paying attention to it. Some of you are not paying attention. I have to take this thing back a little bit for you to hear it again.
Countries, we see those fundamental expressions of human personhood.
We see those fundamental expression of humanhood
being defined as terrorism or extremism.
Being defined as terrorism or extremism. So, the fundamental right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to demand for self-determination as enshrined under the UN Charter is being defined as terrorism by the Nigeria Fulani state. The right of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to demand for fair equity, fairness, equity, and justice as enshrined under international law, globally acceptable. Nigeria signatory to it is being defined under the Nigeria Terrorism Act or whatever as terrorist act. Does that make sense to you? No. But let me tell you, the act of terrorists, the act of terrorism that actually fall under the definition of terrorism under international law, Nigeria are turning blind eye to it. Completely blind eye to it. Now, when you talk about Nigeria being designated as number 3 terrorist group in the world, ranked number 3 by Global Terrorism Index, IPOB is not there. The people and the group that made Nigeria to be seen as number 3 terrorist group, indigenous people of Biafra and Biafra people, they are not there. Now let me tell you, the people that made Nigeria number 3 terrorist group, Bandit is one of them. Fulani Herdsmen is one of them. But these people are not regarded as terrorists in Nigeria. What does that tell you? I am telling you today that it is not only Boko Haram in the name of Boko Haram. It is not only ISWA that made Nigeria to be number 3 in terrorism index ranking. I am telling you today that Bandit contributed. I am telling you that Fulani Herdsmen is ranked number 4 deadliest terrorist group in the world. They made Nigeria to be number 3 in the list, but they are not called terrorists in Nigeria. I ask again, what crime did IPOB commit in Nigeria from 2015 to 2017 September that lead to the prescription of IPOB as a terrorist group? Nobody has been able to answer that question. We want to hear the crime that IPOB committed that made Nigeria government, because they have hijacked the judiciary, they dictate what kind of decision they give. They are in charge of the judiciary. They are in charge of the military. They are in charge of the police. They are in charge of the executive. They are in charge of legislative. They are in charge of everything. That was the reason why they were able to prescribe IPOB. Because there is no crime. There is no act of terrorism anywhere. Now, I will play this till the point, and I'm going to bring to you the Global Terrorism Index ranking. IPOB and the indigenous people of Biafra didn't make Nigeria to become number 3. But the people that made Nigeria to become number 3, they are the herdsmen. They are the bandits. They are Boko Haram. They are ISWAP. And the information is there. But in Nigeria, they are not seen as terrorists. That is the problem.
And that's an enormously dangerous thing, because there are real terrorist threats in real places, in real time to be countered. All of us know that.
You see, there are real terrorists, there are real threats to be countered. And all of us know that. And I've just told you now the real threat. In Nigeria, there are real threats. There are real terrorists to be countered. I'm just saying it. This woman is repeating it. Now, in Nigeria, who are the real terrorists to be countered? Boko Haram, Bandit, Fulani Herdsmen, Mayete Allah. The informations are there, but they are not being counted. In fact, after the video, I will play to you how the representative of this terrorist is boasting how they will end Nigeria if they call them terrorists. That is the problem here. So anybody that is waiting for international community to call Simon Ekpa a terrorist, you will wait until that kingdom come. War is going to end for you to get that. Because what we are doing, what I am doing today, and what I'm doing every day is my right under international law. Under international law, Nigeria, even if Nigeria don't sign it, so long as Nigeria is existing and is a shithole country, and they call them the third world country, I am going to do it because the international law protects everybody the right to self-determination. And even if it goes to that we are going to fight war, to use arm and ammunition to defend ourselves, it is also we are also protected under international law. It doesn't matter how you see it. We are not going to be the first country to use arms and ammunition to defend our land. And we are not going to be the last country to do it. And we are going to do it.
But limiting fundamental human rights in the name of countering terrorism is actually it's not just an abuse of human rights, it's an abuse of the idea of our security and safety under law.
You see, trying to to prevent people from exercising their human right by using counter-terrorism law to suppress them is not just abuse of human right. It's not just abuse of human right. According to this woman, I want you to listen to her again so we don't misquote her.
Countries, we see those fundamental expressions of human personhood being defined as terrorism or extremism. And that's an enormously dangerous thing because there are real terrorist threats in real places, in real time to be countered. All of us know that. But limiting fundamental human rights in the name of countering terrorism,
limiting fundamental human rights in the name of countering terrorism
is actually it's not just an abuse of human rights, it's abuse.
It is not just an abuse of human rights.
It's an abuse of the idea of our security and safety.
It is abuse of idea of our security and safety.
Under law.
Under international law.
Let me just ask you, I chaired a hearing with our commission just a few days ago in Hong Kong, and was the author of the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act, which passed 2 years ago. Well, we know the national security law is being used with impunity by the authorities, and it's all, I believe, it has to Xi Jinping. Does your mandate cover, a piece of legislation like that is just rounding up the best and the bravest and the brightest and prosecuting it?
So thank you, Chair. Yes, indeed. So I should say that the mandate has led the UN Special Procedure Mechanism's engagement with China's counterterrorism and violent extremism regulation.
Now we are going to go to
2 years ago, I issued the first comprehensive review of China's
204.
So I know that the High Commissioner, I think, has issued a statement on this, and it's certainly an issue that my office and others will be watching closely in the days ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. I'll yield back. Thank you very much for your question.
Thank you.
My question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't see any other questions here. Let me just, again, thank you for your testimony and your questions. And I think, the over-securitization that we have seen happen over the world, some of these new counter-terrorism measures have not only not worked to stop terrorism, but they have significantly trampled on the civil rights and the civil liberties of too many people around the world. And we cannot criminalize civil society. We should not tolerate that. And I think
we cannot and we should not criminalize civil society. We have seen all over the world where governments are using their so-called counter-terrorism law to criminalize civil society, and we cannot allow that. That is exactly what is happening to IPOB.
Your voice here has been a powerful reminder that the status quo needs to be re-examined, and I hope as we move in that direction. But I appreciate very much you being with us today.
So we are going to start first of all, not only just about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but at the same time to deproscribe IPOB. If Nigeria want anything to even, for anybody to even have a listening ear for anything, it is to demand, for a start, unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the proscription of IPOB. You can't proscribe ethnic group in the name of trying to suppress their civil rights. Here we go. We're back. Welcome back. So you can't prescribe IPOB in the name of trying to suppress the activities of self-determination, by impunity. With impunity. We can't allow that. So our demand is very simple. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally and deproscribe IPOB to start with. And I want everybody to listen to this. One moment. You just heard that woman. By the way, some of you don't know who that woman is. You just heard that woman. She said, we know who are the real terrorists. And the government is not going after the terrorists, but they are going after the civil right. They are going after people that are genuinely agitating and fighting for their civil right. And it is unacceptable. That is what is happening in Nigeria. That is what is happening in Nigeria. Now, watch the real terrorists. Watch.
According to him, once bandits are designated as terrorists, the direct foreign jihadist movements will come into force and give criminality a spiritual cover. And
you hear that? Gumi said once bandit is proscribed or designated as terrorist group, the bandit that they are bringing, they have already, they are somewhere waiting for order. The bandits are somewhere waiting for order that immediately the Nigeria state call them terrorists, they are going to unleash the war, the final jihad on Nigeria. And some of you are still there, abusing Simon Ekpa and abusing IPOB. Some of you are still there chasing shadows. When things are going out of hand, right in front of you, you are busy chasing rat. Listen and listen very carefully.
Remove the stigma of discrediting them with such crimes. While his comment has generated divergent views from many Nigerians, let's take some tweets. This tweet is from Derry, who wrote, Gumi just threatened the existence of Nigeria with terrorism, but this is not a one-off or a coincidence. He has unequivocally made his position known as the leader of terrorism, codenamed banditry. This just made mockery of terrorism charges against Sunday Igboho. While Yusuf wrote, Chimatila Agu simply wore a jalabia with Biafra symbol. He was ridiculed and tossed across various security agencies like a car. Today, Gumi is telling the world that Nigeria will be destroyed if his client bandits are proscribed as terrorists. While author and activist Reno Omakri wrote, Sheikh Gumi never speaks for the victims, but when terrorist bandits are affected, he speaks. How long shall a government that is after Igboho and Kanu continue tolerating the PR work Gumi is doing for terrorist bandits? Gumi is an inspiration to these terrorists. I mean, I think that Reno Omakri's tweet hit the point right there, too.
But they are in Anambra. They are pushing for election in Anambra. Seriously pushing for election in Anambra, while bandits are threatening the entire nation. And let me tell you, The threat you just hear from Gumi is not ordinary threat. It's not. Is in fact, it is not even a threat. What Gumi is saying is just part of the government program. It is part of the government program to overrun Nigeria and turn Nigeria into caliphate. So Gumi is just revealing the secret of the government. That's why nobody is going to arrest him. Nobody will arrest Gumi. And that is why I will call those people who organize native doctor to go to Sunday Igboho. I'm going to expose how they invaded Sunday Igboho today. Invite Yoruba people to this program. I'm going to tell you how they succeeded in invading Sunday Igboho today on this program. Immediately after this issue, I'm going to Sunday Igboho's program issue, how they invaded his house with 3 native doctors, 3 good native doctors. And I will tell you where the native doctors come from. The 3 native doctors they used to enter Sunday Igboho's house, I'm going to tell you where they come from. For some of you don't know. When you hear in the news that they arrested cat in Sunday Igboho's house, it was the native doctor, one of the native doctors. I'm going to tell you where they come from. And as time goes on, I will tell you who they are and who contracted them. I will tell you the Obas in Yorubaland that consulted native doctors and took DSS and asked them to take the native doctors to Sunday Igboho's house. I'm going to review it to everybody. So Yoruba people will know where their problem is coming from. You know, from the beginning, we told Yorubas that you see the Oba, the problem we have in Biafraland is the problem you are going to have in this your agitation. The Oba, some of the Obas have sold their soul. And it is all about what they are getting from the government. And it will shock you, some of the people that were involved in making sure that Sunday Igboho's house were invaded. The people he talked with every day. The people he talked to. The people that knows what's up about him. The people that, so Sunday Igboho think that he have, the people that know something about him. They consulted the right native doctor. And they brought them to his house. 3. 2 native doctor, male native doctor, and 1 woman native doctor. DSS cannot do job. They cannot do their job. They rely on all this fetish thing. They came there, and all of them were bouncing like a aeroplane. The native doctor tell them to carry the cat. Take the cat. The cat is Sunday Igboho. Take the cat. The cat is Sunday Igboho. The question I want to ask the native doctors today, the people calling me should stop calling me, please. The question I want to ask the native doctor today, since they say they have power, they catch the cat. Was the cat still Sunday Igboho? They say they are seeing in spirit, and they led the 3 of them. They led the DSS. They were commanding them what to do when they say catch the cat. It was Sunday Igboho, and they arrested the cat. Was it still Sunday Igboho? So for the cat finally not being a Sunday Igboho, what does that tell you? It tell you that those native doctors you take to Sunday Igboho also have their own flaws. They have their own flaws, and the time is coming. The time is coming when they will be pooing in their pants because they have connived. In fact, the gods of Yoruba land will never forgive those native doctors. The gods of Yoruba land can never forgive them because they are evil. They are evil native doctors. They are evil native doctors that are helping Fulanis to conquer their own land. And they went and said, oh, the cat is Sunday Igboho, take it. And they took the cat. They took the cat, they put the cat inside cat. At the end of the day, the cat was not Sunday Igboho. What about that? Hmm? Had it been that Sunday Igboho did not show up or they didn't see him anywhere, the native doctor would have been boasting. I told you people that he is the cat. I told you people that he is the cat. He can never come out again. We capture him. Maybe they will kill the cat, and then Sunday Igboho did not appear anywhere. The native doctor will be telling them that cat is him. Now let us continue.
Okay, really did, yes. Not only does Sheikh Gumi never speak for the victims, he actually referred to them in a manner that I find offensive and reprehensible. He made the point that talking about who's really innocent here and then society doesn't have the moral high ground. Basically saying, I hate victim blaming in any form that it takes. But he's basically saying the activities of the bandits is just desserts. Serves you right, Nigerians, this is what you get. That is reprehensible, I must stress. Now, to the other point that he made, it makes no sense, frankly. Terrorist organizations do not wait to be invited to the party. If they want to hijack the bandits and take them over and give them finance, give them training, they would do so. Absolutely. Look at how IMN was proscribed by the Nigerian government. Hezbollah, well, according to some, America, for instance, has been prescribed as a terrorist organization. Did Hezbollah rush to IMN to adopt them? No. So it doesn't always follow in that way. They have the same religious orientation even. It doesn't always follow. A terrorist organization can hijack the bandits without them being prescribed. It's all about them being a means to an end. It's got nothing to do with prescription. We'll now give them carte blanche to now come in. That point is completely nonsensical, frankly. So apart from being offensive, he didn't even make sense. So I really wonder what the point of what he was saying was.
Rufai, I thought his comments were inflammatory at the point where everyone is calling for the bandits to be, designated as terrorists. I mean, I thought it was just the wrong time for him to even say this.
You see, when somebody does not have logic in his thinking, he becomes stupid. Try to pick out the logic in that statement. All I see
they are talking about logic.
The logical statement.
They are talking about logic. Who care about logic?
Very, very sad. Are the bandits or the terrorists not getting foreign support already in this country? Did we not hear the day President Bolaji Akemi talked about reports of helicopters dropping by and bringing weapons?
Now, let me tell you. One thing again you should know is that how can you describe this statement that helicopter is dropping or was dropping some consignment to the bandit using Nigeria airspace? Using Nigeria airspace, so do you know what is airspace? Do you know what it means? Nigeria airspace. At least, I don't know the level of surveillance the Nigeria have, but at least that is what we call airspace. And there are airspace surveillance. There is no way helicopter will fly in Nigeria airspace for government to not be aware that the helicopter is flying. You understand that? So, where are the government when terrorists are flying a helicopter in the Nigeria airspace and nobody have shot them down? That is why that is why most countries are waking up to what is happening in Nigeria. And the only thing that is going to end this thing is the disintegration of Nigeria. Those of you who are thinking that you are more Nigeria than any other person, joining the Fulani to continue to carry out this impunity, you are going to live to regret it. We don't want you dead. You are going to live to regret it. You are going to definitely regret it. Definitely. I want you to watch.
Did we not hear of the sophisticated weapons they have? How did they get that? Do they make anti-aircraft guns in Nigeria?
Okay.
Somebody must have given those guns to them.
Okay.
Did we not hear how the ship tank everyone talked about Turkish groups in here?
Okay.
Did we not see stories of international affiliations with ISWAP already?
Okay.
He has nothing to say. He has nothing to say. That's why you can't make sense of what he's saying. Like Tulu said.
You see, one thing about what I don't understand about these people is that, is it that they don't understand who Gumi is? Is it that they don't understand that the Gumi is actually speaking for the government as a government agent? They are still yet to understand that. They are still saying Gumi is not making sense. Honestly, this is even very absurd. Very, very, very absurd. Very absurd. That they are saying that it's not logic, it's illogical, it's this and that. Gumi is speaking for the government that is funding heavily the terrorism in Nigeria, and the only reason they are funding the terrorism is to turn Nigeria into Islamic State. And let me tell you, the one the Turkish government, the president come to do in Nigeria, it's just a formality. It's just a formality. Is it not the same government that turned the biggest cathedral in Turkey into Islamic whatever? You know, is it not the same? Is it not the same government? Is it not the same man that turned a historic cathedral? At least, if he did not turn it, at least he came to become the president of Turkey, and he didn't reverse it. The biggest cathedral in Turkey. The biggest cathedral in Turkey. Is it? I don't know which city of, whether it's Istanbul or somewhere, but at least one of the biggest cathedral in Turkey. They rubbish it because it's a Christianity, is a history of Christianity in Turkey. They turn it into mosque. Is it mosque or something like that? I have to check that. But I want you to check it. I want you to check what happened to the biggest cathedral in Turkey. In Istanbul. I don't know whether it's Istanbul or somewhere. Okay, so if he wasn't the one that turned that cathedral into mosque or whatever they turned it into, what did he do when he became the president in Accra? Is it in Accra city? He turned it into mosque. So yeah, but anyway, in Constantinople or whatever they call it. But you know, so these are, you have to, if you are doing this thing, if you are agitating, that is why Islamic Center, now Islamic Center, thank you very much. I don't know which one, whether it's the mosque or something like that. But if you are agitating for Biafra, that's why I say if you're agitating for Biafra, you must be very, very conversant. You must be very knowledgeable. You must know things that are happening around the world. You must know history, or you must read. Somebody like me, I don't know if I am living 72 hours every day, because I do a lot of things. I do a lot of research. I do a lot of reading. In fact, I don't know whether I am living in the internet or I am living in another life, because I want to know things. And there is nothing that I'm going to talk about today that I don't have something to back it up. There is nothing. There is nothing that I am going to talk about today that before I mention it, I have nothing. I already, before I will begin, even if I don't plan it, but just that I mention it, I have something to back it up. That is how to be prepared. So when the issue of this president came to my mind now, I remember that there is a cathedral. There is a very big cathedral in Turkey that they have turned to Islamic Center or something like that. Now, if a president can turn a cathedral, which is what these people were telling you in the other video about religious freedom, about the right to worship, about your religious right and your right to exercise your civil right and the right to worship and your right to believe and all that. If a president or president is have been elected and there is a historic conflict in that country, and the person understands that there is a very, very big historic conflict here, which has to do with the cathedral turning into mosque. Okay, Now, what message is that particular president of Turkey sending to the world? To continue to be a president in a country where cathedral, a Christian cathedral, has been turned into Islamic mosque or museum. And then he go to Nigeria to say, the people who want to overthrow my government is here. My people, he did not go to Nigeria to fight terrorism. He did not go to Nigeria to say that the terrorists, we are fighting terrorists. He did not go to Nigeria to say we are fighting those trying to Islamize Nigeria. Okay? So if it is about Islamization of Nigeria, he has to start from his own house to show example. If he is against what is going on in Nigeria, he has to start from his own house to show example that this cathedral is a historic cathedral and should not be turned into mosque. And then some people come to tell me, so, and remember, there is also the allegation that Turkey is funding Boko Haram. My people, don't be deceived. They have reached agreement. This man is going to Nigeria. The only thing they are doing there is to reach agreement. They are strategizing because they know Nigeria is breaking up. They are strategizing. They are planning evil against us, and it can never work. We are going to triumph. We are going to win at the end of the day. So what you see happening in Nigeria now is not coincidence. All of them going to Nigeria. The British warship appearing in Nigeria. All those nonsense can't move us. All those nonsense can't move us. So believe me, all those nonsense. They put a call through. Cruise to Nigeria sea. Come and show so that people will go to British warship to see the British. All those this nonsense don't move us. It don't move us. It don't move us a bit. So don't be discouraged or surprised when you see what is going on. And they know the time is ticking and the time is coming. Nigeria is coming to an end, and nothing can stop it. If it is fight with gun, we are going to fight it, and we are going to support it. It is not going to end well. We said we are going to make friends. We are going to make friends with North Korea. We are going to make friends with North Korea, and nothing will stop it. We make friends with North Korea because we are desperate. We are desperate for freedom. North Korea have not done anything to us. Have they killed us? No. Have they done anything to us? No. So if North Korea today, want to embrace Biafra and help Biafra, so be it. Because we are desperate, and desperation calls for desperate actions. So we are going to make friends with North Korea. We are very desperate. Very, very desperate. We're not hiding it. If that is going to make America to say, okay, this terrorism thing people are doing in Nigeria is too much, they are waking up now, fine. Well, let me tell you. I want to tell you people one story. There is a lot of things going on in this world, especially in international diplomacy. Some of you don't know how these things work. Do you know that a country called Syria went into war sponsored by America and NATO and the NATO countries. Now, do you know that a man called President Assad, that Obama wanted to kick out of office for whatever reason, he is still there. He is still there. He is still there. Do you know that when America and the EU sanctioned Russia, they slashed Russia with one of the biggest economic sanctions. The Visa card, which is originated from America, stopped working in Russia. They suspended Visa card. So any Russian that traveled abroad at that time, and you have credit card called visa. Automatically, your visa will stop working. Your visa will stop working. Are you aware of that? Okay, some of the, are you aware of that? So when the sanction came, if there's like, when it was a very big thing that time. Now, Russia was struggling to survive. Do you know what Putin did? Some of you do not know. Putin made sure that every place that America and other countries ever go to interfere, he goes there, he makes sure that he goes there to defend those people. Putin went to Syria. I want you to understand, for those who will say Nigeria is making a deal with Russia, it didn't start today. It didn't start today. But let me tell you one difference. The difference between what the Putin and Russia have done in other countries and what is going to happen in Nigeria and Biafra is that those countries are not fighting for self-determination. They are not fighting for separation. They are not fighting for independent state. They have no this crisis of tribal differences and diversity. So it was a different thing. While in Nigeria and Biafra, we are fighting completely a different fight. So what worked in Assad in Syria, because Russia went there to defend them, will not work in Nigeria in 2021. Remember that during the Biafra-Nigeria war, Russia also participated to fight on behalf of Nigeria. We hold them for 3 years. In 2021, going forward, if we go into war with Nigeria, it can never be the same. Never, ever be the same. It can never be the same. That's what I'm telling you. Because those countries that fought and sent troops and support to Nigeria can never do that today. Can never do that today. Now, I want to tell you something as well. You know a country called Cuba. Do you know a country called Cuba? When Cuba, for those of you who don't know the history of Cuba, Cuba has been on sanction by the United States in those before Obama for many years, over 30 years. Over 30 years. American president before Obama visiting Cuba, American president has never visited Cuba for the past 30 good years back then. So, what is the problem? There was economic sanction, there was embargo on Cuba. So, as the world slashed sanction on Russia, do you know what Russia did? Russia was looking for a way to get back to the United States and the NATO countries. Now, Putin decided to visit Cuba to make Cuba an ally. Immediately, Putin visited Cuba or began the process of a talk with Cuba. As he left there, the next thing, Obama left everything he was doing in Washington, D.C. And Obama ran to Cuba. Immediately, Obama opened talk with Cuba because of Putin of Russia. Because of Russia. That pride that America had to show Cuba that they will continue to be under economic sanction, that pride, Obama swallowed it. America swallowed the pride. America swallowed the pride. Oh, Obama, the next few days, Obama ran to Cuba and lift some of the sanctions. I don't know whether it was all the sanctions, but at least some of the sanctions against Cuba. Obama lifted it. They signed some pact on economic ties and all that. Do you know why? Cuba did not approach Obama and beg him to lift the sanction when American president did not visit Cuba for 30 years. And let me tell you, what demarcated America and Cuba is just a sea. That was how the life, economic life, began to come back to Cuba. They didn't send nobody. Some of you that are looking at the North Korea guy, or the North Korea president, or the North Korea people as they are, everybody. I am telling you that Cuba have been like this, economic sanction imposed by America, granted by America, embargo by America for over 30 good years and counting. But it didn't take any diplomatic talk other than just Russia opening diplomatic ties with Cuba. That was the end of the story. So your enemy must not be my enemy. Your enemy must not be my enemy. It is a brain game we are into now. This struggle now is where we are using brain. It has become a brain game. We need to provoke some countries to know that we are desperate. Very desperate. So that we will not wake up one day, these people that are threatening us, that if they call them terrorists, they are going to wipe entire Nigeria away. Do you have anything to defend? Do you have anything to defend yourself? Do you have what it takes to defend yourself? Do you have what it takes to defend yourself? Do you have what it takes to defend yourself? Do you have what it takes to defend yourself? And I'm going to, one moment. Do you have what it takes to defend yourself? You don't. So we are desperate. Let us listen to this.
For baseless arguments.
But why is the government treating Sheikh Gumi
And that's the
guy has
this
been
No, I think it's going to encourage terrorist organizations with that pit gloves treatment.
And we are sitting on a keg of gunpowder, I keep repeating, because you are having people like Sheikh Gumi being advocates for disintegration of the country, and you are letting them walk free. In a country where we have to bring people together, and at the same time you are arresting the likes of Igboho, you are proscribing Ipob. For people are saying this, and you can't call them to order.
Absolutely.
If we want to build Nigeria, we have to collectively do it. This statement is wrong.
Absolutely.
If there's anything called the height of hate speech, this is the height of hate speech.
Absolutely.
They are calling it hate speech. They are calling it hate speech. Misplaced priority. They are calling it hate speech. How does that amount to hate speech? It's not hate speech. It's different between this terrorism and hate speech. Now, I want you to remember what I did. Okay? The video I played about how the Nigerian government are using terrorism act to suppress the civil right in Nigeria. I want you to listen to Malami. Listen to Malami.
A total of 273 additional international concept limited accounts through additional in 28 September 2020 between 22nd 145 lawmaker and the national assembly, 3 bank accounts that day Oyetunji and Ederobo April 2010. Additional international registered also the Sunday Igboho on financiers of Adeni Sunday Ademo, aka Sunday Igboho. The report reveals that Sunday Igboho is a director and signatory to Additional International Concept Limited, registered on 23rd April 2010.
Are you listening to the idiotic and the most crooked people in government? They are now trying to, the money that is coming to Sunday Igboho's company is now being converted as a money being paid to him as sponsor. The money that some people, when the politicians, whatever the contract Sunday Igboho's company or the company is part of is having in Nigeria, it has become the money used to sponsor Sunday Igboho. And they said from 2013 to 2021, this is the most wicked and most absurd thing I have heard in my life. Somebody just started engaging in fighting terrorism in 2021 in Nigeria, in Yorubaland, and they are now calculating the amount the company have received as a business registered, legitimate business registered in Nigeria. They want to calculate it from 2013 to 2021. That between 2013 to 2021, Sunday Igboho company have collected so amount, 100 million. And for that reason, the money is the one they are using to sponsor him. My people, this is the height of it. They have no evidence to invade Sunday Igboho's house for no reason. Have you seen how wicked they are? Because they did not see no evidence of anything. What they do now is to begin from 2013. My people, what is Sunday Igboho's activity in 2013? What is Sunday Igboho's activity in 2014? What is Sunday Igboho's activity in 2015? What is Sunday Igboho's activity from 2015 to 2020? I am asking you people. Have you ever heard about Sunday Igboho apart from political activities? Do you know who is Sunday Igboho before 2021? Because he took it upon himself. Sunday Igboho was a politician involved in politics in Nigeria, playing politics with them. And he had enough with the killing in Yorubaland and the kidnapping going on in Yorubaland, right in front of him. And you listen to Attorney General telling you that the sponsor Sunday Igboho from 2013. Is there any crime Sunday Igboho is being charged of from 2013 to 2019? Is there any crime Sunday Igboho is in charge of from 2019 to 2020? Listening.
Adeyemi international concept, the reform on ideas of Adeyemi Sunday Adeyemo, aka Sunday Igboho. The report reveals that Sunday Igboho